102 podcast creators. This video is hopefully in a fairly efficient way going to walk you through creating a podcast using Spotify. So I've gone to creators.spotify.com. I'm going to click Get Started. And I already have an account set up. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and create an account. And I'm going to go ahead and do the double verification here. And that will take us into this area right here where I can create a new show and I can create a new episode for a show that I've already started. There's also quick guides here to help you kind of walk through this. All right. I will go ahead and click on this. And when you haven't already been in here kind of creating all of this, it's a lot easier to see how to create a new show. Since I've done it a couple of times, it is less visible. So I'm going to rely on you to be able to figure out how to create this this situation here. So let's go ahead and add an episode. You can do that either here or you can do it here. Click on that. And I need to record an episode, and so I'm going to click on this, which is going to take me to the Riverside app, which requires its own sign-in. Now, if I've already recorded something, say on a voice memo or in some kind of other recording medium, I can upload it here, but I actually just want to experiment with using the record button, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do audio only. All right, and so now I am in a situation where I can record whatever it is that I want. And I am going to record a poem, just a short poem, just so that we have an audio track here. It's going to give me a countdown. Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. Okay, so when it processes that, it allows me then to edit my recording. I can do various things to enhance the quality. And while it's processing it, you'll see it also is generating a transcript, which is very helpful not only in your sound design, but also in what you will ultimately share with me. Notice that there's an AI producer that will help you remove pauses or filler words or find fluff. That can be really helpful if you're doing a more sort of off-the-cuff podcast instead of a recording like I did. All right, so this is a short recording, but we have some options here for how to create a sound design that supports that audio that I've recorded, including adding music, which you can do by clicking down here or clicking to the side over here. Now, Spotify for Riverside, I should say, has a lot of background tracks that are really pretty good, actually. So let's go ahead and just play around with that a little bit. Absolutely not. Kind of liking that. All right, I'm going to add that one. And one of the first things that we have to do whenever we add this track, because let me tell you, I've had some folks do this, and the music is way louder than their audio so that you can barely hear them. We need to go ahead and play that and see what the levels are like. So let's see what that sounds like here. Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. All right, so that's great. Now, if the volume wasn't good, if we weren't happy with the balance, we could go into those three dots on the purple. The purple is the background track. We could hit volume and effects, and we could adjust it. We could also do a fade in and fade out at the beginning. Maybe we don't want to have music through the whole podcast. We just want to have it in kind of, certain places. So we can go ahead and do that. Another thing that's great is that we can put in more limited and content-specific sound effects. So I found this great website called Freesound. It does require you to sign up, but it's not trying to nickel and dime you or get any money out of you in any sort of way. When you go into Freesound, you can search for sounds. Maybe I want to see what sounds come up when I put in fall leaves, because that's what that poem makes me think of. Autumn forest leaves falling close to pond. Interesting. Ooh. I like that. Okay. I don't know about passing cars. We don't know that. Huh. I really like that first one, actually. I'm going to go ahead and download that. Oh, you know what? I need to make sure, too, that it is in the right format, because Spotify loves... Oh, yeah, good. I still have wave tagged. You want to use .wav files, which you can do a limiter on the side here for that. So let's go ahead and download this sound. All right, it's going to show up there in my downloads. Now we're going to go back to Riverside, and I'm going to go to music, and I'm going to upload that sound that I just got from freesound.org. There it is in all of its glory. All right. All right, so it is there. And I may have just put it in twice. That's fine. All right, so right now it's all the way at the end, but maybe I actually want it at the beginning. And the end. And maybe I want to use that fade in for about the same amount of time as that clip. Oops. maybe only let me do it for like that. I'll do fade out for 5 seconds, and we'll see what happens when we do that. Okay.
Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost.
Huh. Well, that's weird. All right, I'm going to get rid of those, and I'm going to try this again. Put that down here. Oh, come on, dude. Get down here. All right. Let's go back up to music and see if we can figure out why this isn't. Okay, there we go. And, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade out. I'm going to fade out that sound. See what happens when we do that. Okay. A lot of this, as you can see, is just about playing around with how you position things. I think that you really can elevate your podcast by spending a little bit of time with these sound design elements rather than it just being you speaking into a recording. So do think about how you can make this work for you.
Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leafs a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay.
All right. So that's pretty cool. And we can use those effects in any way that we want. This library has everything you could ever want in there. And that can be a really cool thing to enhance what you're doing. Once you are ready to rock and roll with this, you want to go ahead and export to Spotify. As it says, it'll be ready in a few minutes in your episode drafts. And then it's going to be up to you to go ahead and publish this. Nothing Gold Can Stay. A dramatic reading of Frost's famous poem. Right. And go ahead and click next. And we can publish it. Uh-oh. What are my tasks? Oh, I guess I still have to verify my email address. Well, in the meantime, we have it as a draft. And we can go ahead and take a look at that. We can listen to it.
Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost.
And when we are ready, we can follow the steps to get it to the publishing stage, and that's when you can share it with me. Waiting anxiously to hear the awesome things that you have created. I hope this video was helpful. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or you need any support. And always there are YouTube tutorials and embedded tutorials within the system that you can take a look at. There are other podcast platforms as well, including Podbean, that I've heard people use before and use well. So do what works for you, but this is how you use Spotify for creators. All right. Have a good weekend, you guys.